Good evening. Now introducing Brookwood Elementary and the class of 2028. Teacher Barb Nasiwaitiwa and student Kinder Kylie Butterfield. Introducing Farmington View Elementary School and the class of 2027, Principal Roger Will and first grade student Aaron Hammond. Introducing Groner K-8 and the class of 2026, Principal Scott Schinderly and second grade student Emily Mendez Nieto. Introducing Minter Bridge Elementary School and the class of 2025, Principal Mary Mendez, teacher Kim Lewis, and third grade student Lamarian Richards. Introducing Rosedale Elementary School in the class of 2024, Principal Mike Strandy, teacher April Mayers, and fourth grade student Heidi Garcia Cisneros. Introducing Witch Hazel Elementary School and the class of 2023, Principal Gustavo Olvera and fifth grade student Brian Gomez Aguirre. Introducing W.L. Henry Elementary School in the class of 2022, Principal Allison Paulus, teacher Josefina Vargas Bazan, and students Misa Mendez Vargas and Juana Diego. Introducing South Meadows Middle School and the classes of 2021 and 2020, Principal Becky Smith, Vice Principal Jose Barraza, seventh grade student Jasmine Dolores Cruz, and eighth grade student John Trejo Montes.
Test. Okay, you guys ready? Lots of practice. Good evening and welcome. My name is Lou Bailey. I'm the principal here at Hill High, and I'm thrilled to represent Hillsboro High School this evening. The Hillsboro High School. Yeah, you heard me correct. I want to be clear. We are not just any high school in Hillsboro. We carry the city's name. We are the original. And you guys just practiced this. We're going to ad-lib it. And we are... Adam. Nice job. I'd like to welcome you all to tonight's graduation ceremony for the class of 2016. Tonight's a special time as we proudly celebrate the accomplishments of our graduates. To all the families, friends, and supporters here tonight, whether you've traveled 1 mile or 1,000 miles in order to be here, thank you for making this moment so special for our graduates. There is no question that our graduates have worked hard to be here tonight. With that said, we all know that it takes loving support to help ourselves, to help our kids get through. At this time, I'd like to have our graduates to please stand, rise, find your parents and your family members in the stand somewhere and give them a standing ovation for the support they've given you. here. No, are you ready? Oh, you are getting good at that. I'd also like to welcome our distinguished staff who have worked so hard without any fanfare for the last 4 years in order to prepare these students for their wonderful moment. I would ask that all of the Hill High staff, either sitting on the floor or in the stands, to please stand for a big ovation. Okay, grads-to-be, it's my great honor to welcome you, the class of 2016, to your commencement ceremony. The moment has arrived to celebrate your accomplishments, your hard work, and the determination that you've all shown to reach this important moment in your life. So before we get this evening going, Superintendent Scott, members of the Hillsboro School Board, parents, family, friends, staff, let us now stand and join in honoring these deserving graduates with a proper standing ovation.
Class of 2016, you are very special to me. When I first met you 3 years ago, anyone who was looking noticed that there was this look of utter confusion and bewilderment. Once I finally got over that feeling, I took a long look at you, the students. Truly, you've always been wonderful human beings, evidenced no more than by how you gracefully smiled and nodded as I tried to compare you to water buffalo, simultaneously being attacked by crocodiles and lions. On a serious note, to see how you have dealt with loss and change and just kept on going is nothing short of impressive. You are bold and you look to the future, yet you also remember your roots. I was reminded of this on a recent spring morning when I found many of you outside singing our Hill High fight song. Seeing you now and the wonderful people that you have become makes me so excited for the future and for all of the futures that you will individually impact for the better. You are an inspiration to us all. Before we look too far ahead, it is perhaps appropriate to stop, smell the roses, and celebrate some of the accomplishments that you have garnered along the way. There are 6 valedictorians and 3 salutatorians in this class. Yes. One student has completed the full International Baccalaureate Bilingual Diploma Program, a truly rare feat. And 12 more of you have completed the full International Baccalaureate Diploma Program. Yes. I'm very proud to say that 16 of our students completed the dual language program and earned a bilingual seal and diploma that is recognized at the state level. These students are from a pioneering group of families, many of whom have been in the district's dual language program for as many as 13 years. Yes! Over 1/3 of the senior class are first-generation high school graduates. Let's recognize that right now. And we have 10 students who today are enlisted in the military. We thank you for your future service. In addition to individual accomplishments, this group also knows how to come together as one. To paint the big picture of all 5A schools that make up the Oregon School Activities Association, Hillsboro High School placed 5th overall in terms of the Scholar Athletes and Activities Scholars competition. This is a big deal for us as we want to see more and more of the success that can be achieved by students who bring it in the classroom, on the athletic fields, and on the performance stage. Congratulations on that endeavor. Yes, the Hillsboro High School has much to be proud of in terms of all the prestige that this senior class has earned both individually and collectively. With that said, I feel compelled at this moment to make a comment on the intangible. I've never seen students conduct themselves the way that you have throughout the time that we have been together. You are special in that you know when it is time to laugh and smile, you know when it is time to be serious and thoughtful, and you know when it is time to forget what anyone else thinks about you and to just shake it. Yes, you set the tone for a great future at Hill High, and you are the reason why people who come here say there really is something special about this place. Thank you for being special. We love you, and we know that you all have bright, sparkling futures ahead of you that will continue to make us proud to be Spartans. I would like to now ask everyone to rise as our choir sings the national anthem.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, and the home of the brave, home of the
Seated on stage, it gives me great pleasure to introduce this year's senior class officers. They are Senior Class President Kristen Riddle, Senior Class Vice President Karina Sanchez, Senior Class Secretary Brooke Rose, and Senior Class Treasurer Anthony Gonzalez. And our ASB officers are seated at the front row. ASB President Connor Grover. ASB Vice President Tyler Raby, and ASB Secretary Ashley Balcazar. In addition to our graduates and their families, we have other distinguished guests joining us this evening. At this time, I ask you to please welcome Hillsboro School District Superintendent, Mr. Mike Scott, to introduce our special guests.
Please be seated. Good evening. On behalf of the Hillsboro School District, it's truly an honor to join you to celebrate the outstanding achievements of Hill High's class of 2016. To all the family and friends who are here this evening, we extend our sincere appreciation. Your presence here signifies that you value education and recognize the importance of the hard work and perseverance of these students. Thank you to Principal Bailey and the amazing team of teachers and staff who have worked to make a difference in the lives of students. I'd also like to take a moment to introduce the people on stage this evening. We've got board members Kim Strelchin, Janine Salman, Glenn Miller, and Assistant Superintendent Travis Ryman. Thank you for being here and for your many hours of volunteer service. So students, 34 years ago, I was sitting right where you are, waiting to receive my diploma. And it was kind of a moment. It felt like a big moment, the moment I'd heard so much about. The moment that signified an end to so much and a beginning of new things as well. I knew it was a moment that I needed to pause for, a moment I needed to take in, to immerse myself in it. And I'm so glad I did. I'm thankful for the memories of that moment, of that event. And as I stand here now, I can picture it. I can picture the color of the robes and the tassels. I can picture the sea of colors in the room and where my parents were. I remember the people who were sitting around me, in front of me. I remember having so many questions in my head. What'll next year be like? What'll Monday be like when I don't go to class? What am I going to do with my life? Am I going to stay in touch with all these friends that I've made? I remember this sense of excitement that I felt, and I remember thinking, I can't believe that this part of my life is over. The thing I remember most, though, is who I was sitting next to. Turns out I was sitting next to my future wife. So students, instead of saying, "Aw," you should be looking around. So are you sitting next to anyone interesting this evening? And for the parents that are laughing, you could be sitting next to your future in-laws. So she's moving. Right now, she's moving. As we go through the ceremony tonight, take a minute to take it all in. This is your moment. You've worked incredibly hard for it. The moment you've heard about, the moment that you've thought about, and the moment that you've earned. The diploma that you received tonight signifies the accomplishment of a successful partnership between you and the Hillsboro School District. Signifies an incredible amount of work, showcases the challenges that you've overcome and the successes that you've achieved. We're so proud of your accomplishments, honored to share this night with you. Congratulations on your achievements. Enjoy the moment. Thank you.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the class of 2016, thank you for joining us in celebration of our accomplishments. At this time, I'd like to recognize and honor our salutatorians and valedictorians from the class of 2016. These are students who are driven to excel academically at Hillsboro High School. As your name is read, would you please stand and remain standing until all the names are read. Valedictorians: Tin Huynh, Dakota Lohberger, Brianna Miyama, Jeremy Tolanen. Salutatorians: Josie Melendez, Emerly Niebergall, Adrian Woodland. Next, I'd like to recognize and honor our valedictorians from the class of 2016 who are also full IB students. These students have taken the most challenging courses of study at Hillsboro High School and have maintained the highest standards of academic rigor. As your name is read, if you would please stand and remain standing till all the names are read. Valedictorians: Mackenzie Crampton, Christina Dilworth, congratulations to all of you for this well-deserved honor. You may be seated.
As you heard from Mr. Meilenberg, Hillsboro High School has its first ever and first of many groups of dual language graduates who have earned the bilingual seal and a bilingual diploma this year. Many of these students have been in this program for 13 years, often taking a balanced course load in both Spanish and English. Their efforts are to be commended, and we know that their bilingualism will serve them well in their future. As your name is announced, please stand and remain standing until all names are read. Rihanna Camacho. Daisy Camarena Rios. Christine Dilworth. Madison Johnston. Emily Jones. Maricela Marquez Alonso. Eric Moreno. Juan Pedro Moreno Olmeda. Emily Myers. Juan Neri Torres. Maria Regalado Pina. Hugo Ruiz Martinez. Diana Santiago Paz. Christina Thomas. Kimberly Toro. Emma Villaraldo Ojeda. Congratulations to all of you for this well-deserved honor. You may be seated.
Our first commencement speech this afternoon will be given by Dakota Lohberger.
Hello everyone, my name is Dakota Lohberger, and I'm honored to be one of your 2016 valedictorians and to have the opportunity to speak to you today. They say a great audience can make any speech memorable and influential, so I guess we'll have to test that theory. We're done. No, really, we're done. For those of you who this hasn't hit yet, you just finished a big chapter in your life. This is a celebration of your accomplishments. Yes, yours. And yours. And yours. Okay. Time is a funny thing, but it has brought us so many experiences at this school. Whether it be that first awkward freshman assembly with popping of the balloons, hours of IB homework, or probably more like 1 hour for the academically conserved. Watching an amazing performance of hula hoops in an art form that you didn't even know existed. Good job, Rachel. Or screaming your lungs out at a football game. Right? Hey, we did pretty good, come on. We've done so much as a class in theater, robotics, choir, sports, and so many other activities. But what do they have in common? Us, Spartans. Through a changing principal, through retiring teachers partway through most of our years in the time here at this school, time doesn't stop, and neither did we. Even though we ended up not having a DJ for prom, the dance didn't stop, and neither did we. Even though we are moving past this school into the world for a military career, the workforce, or more schooling, Time won't stop, and neither will we. This continual drive to move on to bigger and better things led us to this graduation. But this time wasn't just a stepping stone. This time was our life. It was filled with friends, school, hopefully some sleep, and for a lot of us, plenty of caffeine. Our experiences together have formed these past 4 years as ones to cherish and remember. So what? Somebody's probably asking. So pride and confidence in our accomplishments. Truthfully, I am proud of everyone here graduating today. Some people don't make it, but we did. So be proud. Remember sweetly, Miss Shell, right? Remember popular Mr. Pendergrass. Remember beautiful Mr. Bliss. Yeah. Remember smooth Mr. Satterley. Remember deeply Miss Denny. Oh, come on. And know how much this graduation means to them too. The teachers, the staff, the admin, everyone who works at this school takes pride in this accomplishment that we've just completed. Why? Because it's a test of our character that gives us respect. Why? Because it's a test of our determination that gives us the strength to push through any challenges we have faced. Why? Because it is a test of our ability to work off of a lack of sleep and missing breakfast to get to school on time. Remember to be thankful and to reflect on your time here. We made it, and I want to thank everyone for this wonderful place that I've gotten to call home. Time doesn't stop, and neither will we. Congratulations, class of 2016. We made it. Thank you.
Excellence in music production is a tradition. Our band welcomed us this evening with the playing of Pomp and Circumstance. Now the encore choir will perform In My Life by the Beatles.
There are places I'll remember all my life, though some have changed, some forever, not for better. Some have gone, and some remain.
All these places have their moments with lovers and friends. I still can recall. Some are dead and some are living. In my life, I love them all. But of all these friends
Our next commencement speech this evening will be given by Caroline Vames.
Hi. My fellow students, we only arrived here 4 short years ago, and now it's already time to leave. How did it all go so fast? It seems like just yesterday that we were tiny little freshmen fighting with the locks on our lockers, wondering how we were supposed to make it through a 90-minute class period, trying to figure out what LA, MS, and SS stood for, and looking generally clueless to all of the upperclassmen. Now we are the upperclassmen, the seniors who stand here, ready to graduate and move forward in the world. The education we have received will serve as a foundation for our future. Some of us will go on to college, others will go into the workforce, but each of us will travel our own path. There were many people that stood alongside of us throughout our journey, and there's 3 words I think we are all ready to tell them. 3 words we all swore we would never say. You were right. Your parents were right when they told you to enjoy your childhood years because you'll never get them back. They were right when they told you to always be careful and stay out of trouble and to always set your standards high. Mrs. Clemens was right on our first day of freshman year when she told us that these were going to be the fastest 4 years of our lives. And my 8th grade teacher was right when he told me to always remember who I am, where I'm from, and what I represent. Now today, class of 2016, I challenge you to reflect on these past 4 years and remember who you are, where you're from, and what you represent. Reflect on all the struggles we faced and how we overcame them, and most importantly, reflect on all the memories we made together as a class. Freshman year, everything was a first, and each event was almost as exciting as the next. Our sophomore year, when the football team played Century and we ended up winning 23-22, that moment we rushed the field was almost like something you'd feel in a movie. I think we all remember junior year at one of our class assemblies when Mr. Meilenberg showed us the video of the water buffalo to try to show us that we're all in this together because 19% of us were on track to graduate. Now look at us. Then senior year came along and none of us expected it to go by as fast as it did. Everything this year was a last. Last game, last performance, last test, last assembly, and at some point, you didn't want there to be another last. We've changed a lot in the past 4 years, but when I look at everyone, I still see those same freshman faces that I saw 4 years ago. Our class motto is, we cannot discover new oceans unless we have courage to lose sight of the shore. When I hear this, I like to think that a new life awaits those that have the courage to face their fears. Know that living within your comfort zone won't allow you to capture your dreams. In order to achieve them and attain something you have never had, you are going to have to do something you have never done and become a person you have never been. This is your one and only life, and that dream that was placed in your heart is there for a reason. You owe it to yourself to find out why. Decide now to take a chance on you. You can always do more than you think you can. Believe in yourself. Your best life awaits you across the waters of the unknown. Set your sails in the direction away from the shore of your comfort zone and force yourself to never look back. Try to remember the struggles that have shaped us because all the heartbreak, failure, and tears have made you the wonderful graduates that stand before me today. Once again, remember who you represent, because just because you graduate from Hillsboro High School today does not mean you no longer represent this school. Be a model of what Hillsboro High School is and what it really represents from here on out. Class of 2016, I wish you the best of luck on your future endeavors. I hope you remember to live and lead blue for the rest of your lives to come. Thank you.
Hill High is a school filled with talented scholars, artists, and athletes. Tonight we have the pleasure of hearing Greenwood JT, Paniagua John, Fisher Benjamin, Smith Elliott, Daniel Tyler, McElroy Jack play Danza Cudero 2016 by Lucky Chops. speech this evening will be by Kristen Riddle. This is the last time you guys will have to sit through a Kristen Riddle speech. Yes, I know, shocking to some of you who just realized my name is not Riddle, nor is it Christian, but Kristen. On September 2nd, 2003, we started our journey towards this day. We have seen great triumphs and suffered great losses, but we have stayed together as one. We have different cliques, however, the kinds of cliques who at the end can put their differences aside and come together at the best times. On June 1st, 2012, at South Meadows Middle School, and the leadership teacher, Mr. Cook, was trying to convince a class of 8th graders to run for an officer position. Everyone kind of just sat there in silence, as if he'd asked a question and no one knew how to answer. I sat there for a second and looked over at Erica Wentworth, and we decided together to be the change for 2016. I had no idea what I just got myself into, and I did not know I was going to become so attached or so dedicated to helping our class achieve as much as we have. I remember our first fundraiser we ever had was at Baja Fresh, and we raised an outstanding amount of $1.97. That was an amount that was so low that they wouldn't even write me the check. Not to mention that $1.97 may have been from me. Right then and there, I knew that this was only going to get more complicated. With being an officer for 4 years, you tend to notice the little things of high school. One of the things being, your officers will come and go, but their efforts never end in helping. This is the last time we will all be in one room together, all of us. Sure, we will have class reunions, but nothing is going to compare to this moment. We will never pass each other in the halls again. We will never have to sit through a class assembly and hear about how we're not on track to graduate because we made it. People ask, why Riddle? Why do you volunteer at everything? I sit back and try to think of a good answer, but nothing ever seemed right to respond with until the week of prom. I was sitting in a class putting together our prom tickets, asking myself the very same question. Why do I do this to myself? Realizing I spend so much time on our class and missing family events or my other hobbies, because when you look back on high school, I don't want you to remember just the pain of staying up doing homework or putting it off. I want you to be able to look back at the things that, like waking up at 5 a.m. in the morning to watch the sunrise on the first day of senior year, or watching the sunset on the last day. Dancing to music coming from an aux cord at prom instead of a DJ, because sometimes life happens. We have been going to school together for 4 years, some of us even since kindergarten. The most memorable moments will be from this year. Whether you go to college, work, the military, you will always be a part of the greatest class Hill High has seen. I'd like to take a few seconds to thank past and current officers, parents, families, staff, all of you, for taking the time to help us. Whether it was pop can collecting, going to a fundraiser at some restaurant, going through the trash at the fair for pop cans, collecting the trash for the fair for people to go through for pop cans, working at the air show in 100-degree weather, or helping build floats. Anything and everything you have done, thank you. Just remember one thing, no matter how tough things may be, don't stop believing. I look forward to seeing you all on August 22nd in 2026 for our first class reunion.
It is my great pleasure to welcome our honorary guest speaker, who will share a few words of wisdom with all of us, Mr. Kim Bliss.
I've never used one of the little microphone thingies. Okay, there we go. Primero quiero decir bienvenidos a las que hablan español esta noche, porque pienso es importante dar respeto a los dos idiomas de nuestra comunidad. Voy a seguir en inglés. Lo siento. Okay. Welcome and thank you. I am at once deeply honored, humbled, and completely terrified to have been selected as your faculty commencement speaker. There are a lot of people out there. On behalf of all of your teachers, I would like to thank you, the youth of Hillsboro, for filling our lives with inspiration, joy, and most of all, a powerful hope for the future. I wrote a limerick to commemorate the occasion. I do that in class sometimes. Graduation day has arrived. Can you believe it? You made it, survived. School felt like jail, but now you can bail. Life waits outside, but first, the goodbyes. I'd like to start by saying that I've been a participant in 3 of my own commencement ceremonies, and I can remember only one thing about each of the commencement speakers. And that thing was that they spoke for way, way too long of a time. I have distinct memories of being trapped in my chair in an itchy robe, assaulted by a belligerent and seemingly never-ending labyrinth of words. And one of those people was actually pretty good. So I'd like to start what I promise will be a mercifully short speech, 7 minutes. I timed it like a bunch of times, with an even shorter little parablish story that will hopefully frame what I'd like to stress to you tonight. It's one that's used by physicists and poets alike to describe our perception of reality, and it consists of a short tale about 2 young fish. It's one of my favorites. The story goes that 2 young fish are swimming along in the water one day when a lumbering older fish passes, tips his hat, and says, "Morning, guys, how's the water?" They nod in return and swim on for a bit, until one of them turns to the other and whispers, "What the heck is water?" That's it. That's the story in its entirety. It's deceptively simple. At the heart of it lies a deeply valuable and very real truth. And that is simply that sometimes the most important and obvious realities in our lives are also those that are the hardest for us to see. Like water for the young fish, the things that sustain us as we move forward through time are also those that we can sometimes take for granted or fail to meaningfully recognize. As we gather here today, I'd like to propose that you are currently submerged in this metaphorical water, an invisible force that has surrounded you for your entire lives. This water, your water, is made up of the incredible importance of community, the absolutely life-sustaining role of deep and meaningful friendships, the unconditional love of our immediate, extended, and adopted families, the rare and special moments when we feel deeply and inextricably connected to one another, overcome with the towering potential of all this beautiful life has to offer. Perhaps never in your young lives has this invisible water been so dramatically revealed for you to see. Today it has taken the form of the thousands of people who have gathered together in this gym, whose infinite love for you and pride in you can barely be contained within the 4 walls of the room. I want to spend just 30 seconds now, if you don't mind, in recognition of this moment in silence. I learned this from one of the approximately 30 commencement speeches I watched on YouTube after I found out I would have to be doing this today. Shout out to John Green and David Foster Wallace for helping with my speech. Originally, it's a trick from Mr. Rogers. I'd like us all to close our eyes, everyone, not just the students, and think for a few seconds about our own water, the people who loved us up into this moment. If you are a parent, it will likely be one of the countless people who helped you along the way. Perhaps it was a stranger that offered a kind word as your 3-year-old who is now graduating was melting down in the aisle of Safeway. Or maybe it was your own mother or father who assured you that while this kind of behavior was certainly revenge for the way you had acted as a child, you shouldn't worry so much because you could actually do it, and to cherish the journey because this day, graduation day, would inevitably arrive way too soon. If you are a student, I'd like you to think all the way back to kindergarten, to elementary school, to middle school, to Hill High, and think about the friends, the administrators, that special teacher, the mentors, the coaches who have lifted you up, held you in a moment of crisis, and loved you along the road to your graduation. I will keep time. All of those people are so proud of you tonight. After all, you are graduating High School. As we say goodbye, woo! As we say goodbye, I'd like to offer 2 pieces of advice. The first is simply that you are more powerful than you will ever truly know. You carry in your hearts the unlimited potential and infinite power of youth, and it is a power that is not only meaningful but sacred. You may not know it, but the people in this room tonight have always known it. And if there is any direct advice to be given by us, it is simply this. Never ever let your fears overwhelm your desires. I promise you, we promise you, that you are more capable than you can ever even begin to imagine, but you will never know your true power unless you have the courage to take the risk and try. The second is that in the next 20 years, you will forget a lot about your schooling experience. Trust me, I am a teacher and I remember basically nothing. But what you will not forget is the real invisible force of the kindness and generosity of those along your journey who were kinder and more generous to you than they ever needed to be. Take time routinely to acknowledge the power of that kindness and how it continues to affect you daily in a myriad of tiny, infinite, and meaningful ways. Spread it to others, be their water, the invisible force that lifts them up along the way, and the world cannot help but to become a better place. So anyways, I'll be quiet here in 1 more minute. Despite my feeble attempts, the truth is that I really can't offer you any deep or super real accurate advice about how to live a successful adult life when you leave through the doors today. But I also don't need to. The people you thought of in those few seconds of silence, the constant presence in the background of your life, your water, your community, they are who you want to be when you grow up. They have been there for you. They have listened to you. They have been irrationally, just totally, inconceivably kind to you. You are the person you are today because of them. If they are here tonight, please find them and thank them, because you will learn that the chances that we get to do that sort of thing in our lives are rare. And because, although it seems like we do a lot of stuff on our own, we are never actually alone. We are human beings, and we ultimately depend on the kindness and love of other human beings to make it through. Acknowledgement of this fact, I would say, is the real freedom of your education. And it turns out that it has almost nothing to do with knowledge learned in school and everything to do with awareness. Awareness of what is so real and essential, so beautifully present around and inside all of us, that on incredibly special nights just like this one, we get to remind ourselves that this is water. This is water. I feel so incredibly lucky to have been able to be your teacher. I cannot wait to see the amazing things that you're going to do in your lives. Thank you, and congratulations to you, Hillsboro High School class.
All right, I know what you're thinking. It's me again, and I just said it was only going to be a couple more times. Here's the thing. This time and the next time you see me up here are going to be the time you remember, so it's time. Superintendent Scott, member of the board, district staff, friends, and family, it is my distinct pleasure as a vice principal of Hillsboro High School to certify that the members of the class of 2016 have met all the requirements prescribed by the state of Oregon and the Hillsboro School District. They are now ready to receive their diplomas. Oh, yeah. Senior officers, would you please come forward for the presentation to the graduates?
Kristen and I are alternating. Okay. Yeah.
Dilworth.
Mackenzie Ray Crampton.
Tin Huynh.
Dakota Todd Lohberger.
Brianna Marie Mika Mayama.
Jeremy Edward Tolonen.
Josie Michelle Melendez.
Emily Rebecca Niebergall.
Adrian Joy Woodland. That's me.
Rihanna Avery Camacho.
Daisy Camarena Rios.
Madison Lee Johnston.
Emily Madison Jones.
Emily Marie Myers.
Eric Moreno.
Juan Pedro Nicanor Moreno Almeida.
Juan Ivan Neri Torres.
Maria Regalado Pina.
Hugo Steven Ruiz Martinez.
Diana Esmeralda Santiago Paz.
Christina Renee Thomas.
Kimberly Luz Toro.
Emma Giselle Villaraldo Ojeda.
Connor James Grover.
Tyler Marissa Raby.
Andrea Ashley Balcazar Palomares.
Caitlin Joy Ahmet.
Linnea Abernathy.
Celine Aguilar Diaz.
Sergio Aguilar Serrano. David Alonso Velasquez.
Yvonne Andrade Salazar.
Gianna Rose Celeste Arevalo.
Caleb Scott Armstrong.
Carlina Beth Atkin.
Ryan Avalo Shields.
Mariana Avila.
Chelsea Marie Becerra.
Daniel Emerson Barnett.
Gabriella Mikitin Batista.
Nicholas Allen Beatty.
Alicia Jeanette Bagley.
Juan Lawrence Bencomo. Evelyn Esmeralda Benitez Jimenez.
Tatiana Michelle Bennett.
Faith Maylin Bersini.
Nikki Ray Billett.
Sanessa Ramil Blanco.
Colin Andrew Bond.
Jonathan Miles Jr. Bradley. Christopher Allen Brazil.
Joni Star Eleonora Buffinger.
Ian Daniel Bunch.
Kyle Burnside.
Brevin Jean Burns.
Cynthia Noemi Gash Lavadores.
Garrett Allen Calavan.
Noel Anuhea Calotes.
Pedro Henrique Campos Signorini.
Daisy Cardona Avila.
Renee Alonzo Carmelinga Espinoza.
Teresa Grace Carrillo.
Paulina Sofia Castro.
Gwyneth Eleonora Codwell.
Orion Richard Chapman.
Adia Charicia.
Sofia Lisette Chavez.
Veronica Chavez.
Alexis Chavez Sanchez. Taylor Lee Christie.
Ryan James Clark.
Ureli Corneo Torres. Nina Chen. Vanessa Cruz Soto.
Ivan Cuevas Perez.
Ulysses Custero Ojeda.
Victoria Cuzetto.
Tristan Douglas Crosley. Tyler Anthony Daniel.
Christopher Michael Danielowitz.
Pedro Del Coleto Pascoto Lopes. Casey Fox Davis.
Emily Iris Davis.
Miguel Delgado.
Alejandro Echeverria Huesca.
Peyton Disney Swanson. Peyton Disney Swanson.
Brennan Richard Dodge.
Catherine Nicole Dunkel.
Denise Duran Rios.
Juana Diego.
Madeline Elizabeth Edmonds.
Allie Elizabeth Eisenstein.
Emma Rebecca Ellis.
Pablo Escamilla Hernandez.
Caleb Park Estep. Audrey Hope Evans.
Jonathan Ewer.
Emilia Dianella Fajardo Chable.
Kirsten Janet Bright Star Fields.
Peter George Joseph Philo.
Benjamin Wellington Fisher.
Camila Fiscone.
Harvey Fatim.
Tamika Lee Flocker.
Miguel Fuentes Rodriguez.
Luis Enrique Gallegos.
Jose Garcia Avila.
Richard Nitson Garcia Mora.
Tiffany Lynette Janiza.
Nicholas Gill.
Hannah Rebecca Gillespie.
Madison Kimberly Gilpin.
Jessica Gomez Perez.
Juliana Felicity Gonzalez.
Brooke Elise Gonzalez.
Damon Matthew Gonzalez.
Miguel Angel Gonzalez.
Shariah Green.
Jameson Taylor Greenwood.
David Guzman Catarina.
Riley Nicole Hamilton.
Allison Brooke Harris.
Nathan Dakota Harris.
Jessica Ann Hirely.
Zachary Hemingway.
Emberly Ann Henderson.
Eli Nathaniel Hernandez.
Pedro Hernandez.
Beatrice Idaglo Reyes.
Samantha Hillis.
Riley Ann Hawking.
Andrew Hodgman.
Matthew Foster Holmes.
Darren Howell.
Kenneth Warwick Howell.
Leslie Marie Huerta.
Hannah Faith Hummel.
Thomas John Honeycutt.
Melissa Beatrice Interion.
Thomas John Honeycutt. Aaron Jerry Jackman.
James Lyndon Jacob.
Tori Silas Jameson.
Yahaira Jimenez Contreras.
Vicente Mercado Jimenez.
Peyton Elizabeth Johnson.
Caitlin Grace Jones.
Hannah Michelle Jones.
Miguel Angel Juarez.
Eddie Mahiai Calamal III.
Marina Karaseva.
Emma Rose Kirkering.
Samuel Tafil King.
Alexis Ashley Kirkwood.
Jacob Ryan Lacotis.
Gage Nathaniel Leary Lamug.
Shelby Lorraine Lancaster.
Noelle Simone Lavison.
Luis Daniel Lemos Trejo.
Celine Leos Mata.
Sergio Leo Sanchez. Golfer Lopez.
Jose Lopez Hernandez.
Caitlin Gloria Losi.
Alicia Carr Louise Salstrom.
Garrett Stephen Lucey.
Jordan Nicholas Lyles.
Nelly Anna Malmora. Vlad Vladimirovich Mandich.
Jose Armando Manjando Bastida.
Maria Maravilla Pasaye.
Emma Elise Martin.
Lorenzo Gavin Martinez.
Kevin Ray Matthews Garza.
Caitlin Michelle Mattoon.
Yes, Dad.
Jack William McElroy.
Sierra Elizabeth Hope Medak.
Juan Carlos Mendez Zepeda.
Eduardo Mercado Gutierrez.
Zachary Anthony Manoli.
Rachel Mireles.
Samuel Montecavo.
Roberto Mora.
Glenn Benjamin Morgan.
Taylor Duran Morgan.
Tyler Tavon Morgan.
John Michael Morrill.
Lauren Elizabeth Morrison.
Hunter Zachary Morse.
Debony Annalie Mota.
Juan Joseph Mujica.
Kevin Nahara Cirillo.
Evan Arthur Nelson.
Abigail June Nurdin.
JC Nicole Newhauser.
Omni Nguyen.
Ivan Mercado Sanchez.
Natalie Paola Novoa Mendez.
Diane Eliza Nuneg.
Jeremy David Nyes.
Louise Norgard Olson.
Gino Herrero Ortiz.
Jandon Min Palmer.
John Paniagua.
Juan Carlos Pantoja Calderon.
Kevin Lee Paragon.
Echo Dawn Parkinson.
Jenny Rowe Parmalee.
Roberto Perez Navarro.
Leslie Melisa Perez Suchi.
Eric Perez Sanchez.
Damon John Peters.
Kevin Pham.
Cole Clifford Richard Pierce.
Melanie Pineda Santos.
Samuel Ali Pirela Nunez.
Jewel Elizabeth Quesada.
David Reed.
Brandon Reddy.
Michael Reppin.
Dakota Sky Rivera.
Joanna Rico Ortiz.
Cassandra Lee Rogers.
Lisette Rodriguez Casares.
Jose Antonio Rodriguez Gutierrez.
Yvette Rodriguez Ramirez.
Andres Lizardo Rodriguez Arbona.
Kaylee Christine Rodriguez.
Michaela Ann Rogers.
Kira Margaret Rorick.
Felipe Jr. Rosales Espinosa.
Brandon Rose.
Marisela Marquez Alonso.
Kelsey Marie Rust.
Kenya Sanabria Aceves.
Miguel Salinas.
Daniel Atile Sanchez de las Matas Sanchez.
Xavier Santana.
Myra Santos.
Gabriel Scaddy.
Lisa Schmidt.
Mary Winnell Schroeder.
Skylar Lee Schrupp.
Nicholas Schultz.
Cheyenne Seeley.
Gerardo Serrano Garcia.
Richard Stamen.
Andrew Smith.
Elliot Michael Smith.
Kobe Smith.
Lauren Francis Ruth Smythe.
Jonathan Nielsen Leaf Summer Jr.
Elliot Soriano.
Dakota Steven Spencer.
Zachary Paul Larson Spencer.
Madison Nicole Staub.
Cheyenne Marie Stearns.
Reed Tanner Stramberg.
Riker Kevin Stuckel.
Mary Ann Solden. Mary Ann Solden.
Katie Ann Sullivan.
Vivian Lucia Tale Tsok.
Daniel Tapia Silva.
Harrison Timothy Taunton.
Esperanza Tana Estrada.
Miguel Angel Tena Palomares.
Jacob Christopher Thomas.
Michael Anthony John Threlfall.
Dallas Dakota Todd.
Nathan Tui.
Jessica Aurora Ucan Romero.
Jean-Mare Mikkel Standing Bear Upshaw.
Caroline Vames.
Tyler James Benlou.
Liliana Vieja Lobos Sarco.
Hank Norman Vandrew.
Hunter Rive Andrew.
Suli Elizabeth Vasquez Gonzalez.
Eileen Vasquez.
Marlene Navidad Vera Trejo.
Ziamaro Veres Avidano.
Vanessa Romeo Vigil.
Alejandro Villarardo.
Angelique May Wallman.
Chun Yang Wang.
Austin James Webb.
Abigail Abigail Welch.
Erica Ansley Wentworth.
Nicole Wentworth.
Nathalie Whittington.
Eliza Nicole Wilson.
David Christoph Wolak.
Raven May Wortham.
Cheyenne Lee Wyatt.
Carla Karina Zamora Espinoza.
Andres Zurita Cerritos.
Thomas Hilding Zinda.
Anthony Gonzalez Diaz.
Brooke Taylor Rose.
Hey, Brooke. You coming, Brooke?
Karina Sanchez.
Kristen Marie Riddle.
You guys can sit down. All right, just a couple seconds ago, I said you were only going to see me 2 times. This is the last. So, yet another tradition at Hill High is when the students arrive on the first day, they are greeted by cheers and a welcome tunnel made up of all staff in the gym. At graduation, the same tunnel is made, signifying the ending of a high school experience, while staff is able to bid farewell and congratulations. Audience, we ask you to please remain seated until the graduates have exited the floor. Staff, at this time, will you please make the tunnel? You on a successful completion of your high school education experience. Our congratulations and best wishes go out to each and every one of you this evening. Graduates, you may now stand. Move your tassels from
Thank you.